Hello friends and welcome back to the Red Cup Review. On today's episode we're taking a look at the Mezco version of the modern Wonder Woman. We already had a video on the classic version and we're going to be doing probably the next video showing you guys a comparison between the classic and the modern version. In this video though you will see the head swap. We're going to be taking a look at the paint, the sculpt, and not so much the accessories because they were reviewed earlier on. Just looking at the newer ones like these bullet effects and her armor, how those assemble and such. I'm not really a big fan, for those of you that have tuned into the channel, of the Mezco stands, but this one is actually very well nice. I actually really like the colors on this. That's pretty cool. She comes with the two head sculpts, the stoic and the more mean-looking one, which is on this figure already. You got her shawl, or cape rather, that comes in red this time, her staff, and obviously all the same weapons as before, just like I said, in muted colors. Here is the box. Don't really care that much about boxes, but after the Dr. Fate review, the Dr. Fate figure Mezco that came out, the boxes were much smaller, and everybody went, yay, these are great boxes. Right back to the bigger boxes. Thumbs down. The colors on the box look nice, but we want those smaller boxes for purposes as far as storage and stuff like that goes. I digress. Moving along, check this out. From humble beginnings, the 1984 Wonder Woman superpowers. Squeeze the legs, and you block the bullets. Isn't that cool? This is where we started. And this is where we are. All right, time for the whip around, some pictures, and a closer look at modern Wonder Woman. Let's go. Did anyone ever tell you look beautiful when you're angry? Just to point out real quick before we get into the minute details of the portrait, you'll notice that the skin on the face is a little shiny. We're going to diffuse the light a little bit because in person it has a lot more of a more natural skin tone and flat matte coloration. Okay, so ignore the shininess. The bright lights in the 4K are killing it. However, the eyes are all the paint's perfect. The paint is excellent. Just get that out of the way. Her eyes could be a little bit more blue. The eyes on the classic are a little bit more blue. See how much more blue the classic eyes are? But now we're getting into a comparison. However, her features are a lot more angular in this iteration, which I like. It's more modern. It's supposed to be. The sculpt work on the hair is some of the best sculpt work, if not the best sculpt work Mezco has ever done. Look at the layers in this thing. And the depth. The actual depth of the sculpt really brings out the shadows, which causes more natural coloration between a matte black and a more darker, deeper black. And it just works. It works perfectly. Here is the other head sculpt that I have on the classic Wonder Woman, and the hair is actually completely different. This one's more wild because she's ready for action, and this is just it regularly flowing down. Very cool. Now moving on to the more stoic look. And both of them have the same thing, this hair, this single hair strand that kind of dips down. Be careful how you play with that because it's kind of like not pegged in there, but it's glued in separately. And you could move it off of her face. You could kind of like swoop it back, see a little bit. You can kind of tuck it right over there, which is great. Nice extra, extra feature, which I really, really love. It just looks so friggin' beautiful. It really does. So taking a look at her on the classic body, for those of you that slept on the classic Wonder Woman, this is about to shoot up in price, and really should, because this is perfect George Perez style Wonder Woman. This is my definitive Wonder Woman. I'm going to be using this head sculpt or the other head sculpt on this body for the one that's predominantly going to be in my collection up front. So if you slept on the modern Wonder Woman because you decided to go with the classic, or slept on the classic versus the modern, the mix match of the head sculpt is where it's at. Here is them side by side. Again, we're going to be doing a future video showcasing both of them, but oh my god, it looks so good. So friggin' good. In this part of the video, we're taking a look at the paint, the sculpt, and how the outfit and articulation all comes together to make a nice, beautiful piece de la resistance that this figure is. As you can see, I already have the classic Wonder Woman pose. Yes, she can get her arms to cross across her chest. I guess that's what they were talking about when it came to better range of motion for the way they were configuring the arm articulation. The arms still bend at about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more than 90. They just cross over the chest a little bit better. Here, let's get that arm really to bend in there. That's about as good as you're going to get, just a little bit more than 90 degrees. But she looks great. I mean, look at that. She can have her like blocking. And here's how the bullet effects look. Bouncing off of her arm, which is pretty cool. Should be looking at in the accessories portion, but I digress. Well, that hit the floor. Moving along, I really like the way the armor looks. It hides those shoulder joints up in here. So you just push her head up a little bit, set the shoulder pauldrons the way you want them, and then pull the head back down. You can get it to look really nice on her, right? And the whole design of the actual outfit itself is very well done. Obviously, Wonder Woman is known for the W, right? The W kind of hidden in here, up in the belt. They also have the W's over here on the shoulder armor, right above the bicep right there, and also in the gauntlets down here. Everything is kind of uniform fitting. They all have those similar lines, and it's very well done. The paint's a little darker than I like because I like brighter colors on my action figures. But you can see there's like scratches, like silver scratches, and actually mold lines in there. Like they're actually molded. It's not just paintwork where you can see the battle damage on the legs. The skirt's very well done. The arms go up as high as all the other Mezcos do. We've already spoken about that. There is no waist articulation, very slightly side to side. You're really going to get more of a shift with how you work the legs, though. Die cuts, the leg goes up only about that high. I'm not going to push it too much, though, but it does bend all the way back like that. The skirt is great. It's made in layers. It is not going to hinder articulation at all, and obviously you have the little leather strap here that holds the whip, or the lasso, rather, and her sword holder. And overall, the armor, I think, just adds. Look at that. She's coming for you, man. She looks great. It all works. The colors work pretty good. The gold is a nice differential from what the classic was. And if you're going to have both of them, you'll be all right. Right? Look at the articulation. You can get it very minimal. You can get her looking pretty damn good, with a little bit of work. I'm not even trying here, and she looks pretty dope. Right? So mine came with a little bit of a knit right here under the arm. It's not enough to make me go crazy and cry over it. I'm going to keep the figure because this ain't leaving my collection. I'll figure out a way to hide that and pose her in a way where it's not too much of a problem. But there you have the coloration and the articulation. Let's move on to the accessories. Accessory time. All right, guys. I know you want to skip over this, but we're going to make it quick. That kind of slips on the arm like that. And this piece just slips down over the top there. Now, here's a little bit of a knit people have been showing. You see the scratch mark on her back there. That's probably due to her head sculpt. But once that's on, you're not going to see it at all. People don't display their figures without heads. It happens. It is what it is. But that's how it assembles. Now, let's take a look at how the cape looks. Throw the cape on. Then snap the head on. This is a little different. This is clasped over here. The classic one was clasped more in the middle. And she just looks friggin' awesome. Have it flowing like that. Looks dope as hell. With and without the armor, it looks great. Moving along, here is the sword. I like the coloration of these versions of the weapons more than the classic version. Even though the classic version iterations are more brighter and cartoony, these just happen to work a little bit better. Especially over here in the spear, the tip of the spear. That looks really very well done. All right, again, comparison video coming up. Okay, here's the axe. Pretty much all the same work. Love the sculpt work on the axe. Oh my goodness. It looks great. Here is the shield with the muted colors and the battle damage. And taking a look at her hands, because her hand is a little different this time around. She has the wraps on her hand, and those are also very nicely done. Love that. So warrior-like. Wonderful. Okay, obviously, her lasso is pretty much the same as last time. And here's the other lasso. This thing is just ridiculous. It's a metal wire. It's too short to be a lasso. I don't even know what the hell you would do with this. I got to figure out a way to customize, a lasso or something like that. This I'm not that big of a fan of. And here are the actual bullet effects, which is really nice because at the tip of this, there are actually silver bullets on the tip of this, as if the bullet pieces and the shells, the shell casing exploded. Not the shell casing, the actual bullet itself I'm talking about, was actually painted on the tips of this, so that's cool. Nice little added feature there. And it pops right on her gauntlet. Boop. Just like that. See? Very cool. Quick little height comparison to close the video out. Wonder Woman next to her Super Friends. Yes, I have the modern look on the classic to give you guys another shot of just how awesome what I consider the George Perez version of Wonder Woman is. This is a 5 out of 5 cup figure if you're going to do the kit bash. Otherwise, I'm giving 4.5 cups to the modern Wonder Woman. They are so similar and great in their own right, but this is where it's at. Best Mezco female figure, one of their better figures. Not best figures, one of their better figures to come out. Very excellently done. The bar was set extremely low for their female figures, so this is where it's at. And I couldn't help but to put the little superpowers Wonder Woman in there just to put her in there one more time. Anyways, she's about 1/4 the head shorter than the other males, right? She is an Amazon. She's bigger than your average female, but she's not enormous. She is not Big Barter. Get on the New Gods, Mezco. If they do a Big Barter figure that is the same size as Wonder Woman or smaller than the males, then we have an issue. Then we got to start throwing hands. Other than that, though, she looks great. She fits in pretty well. I'm happy with it. Hopefully, you'll be happy, too. Comment, like, subscribe. Just got to throw that in there. Look, if you want an uncut video review channel where we give it to you the way it is, and you like the way we do things around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell, because we also have a live show that we do. And the live show is raw and uncut. We don't kiss ass. We don't sit around and sing Kumbaya about action figure purchases. We have a lot of fun, and think of it as the Howard Stern show of action figure collectible shows. That's it. That's all I'm saying in this episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you maybe in the chat in the live show. All right? Take it easy, everybody. Till next time.